Yeah, she keep me inspired.
Hello, everybody.
All right.
Okay, I'm a little nervous. Okay, so my word is on gratitude is the best attitude. So being thankful. So it's important to not identify yourself with circumstances. That could be, I am who I am because this happened to me. That is more of a mindset of lack and limits. A mindset of abundance and prosperity is more like, I am who I am because infinite possibilities are before me. You can do all things. It is not about where you came from and your financial status and where you were born into, because people born into wealthy situations, successful families end up broke. Famous people have all the fame and end up losing it all, and people grow up poor and become extremely wealthy. So there's examples in all those cases. So it's not about the circumstances and the things that you couldn't control, like your parents and where you are born, but it's more about who you are and what you want to do and how bad do you want to do it. Perfect example is all of us here. We all wanted to come to St. Paul's Youth Day. So how bad did we want it? We woke up, we put our church clothes on, and we drove our car, got here on time, and here we are. And so it's just about how bad do you want things. The sky is the limit. People have went on to do amazing things. So it's not, the only thing holding you back is your belief in your ability to do all things. And so I want to give an example. I cut my arm 2 years ago. So standing here today, my arm might have no trace of that injury. I'm certainly not giving any thought throughout the day about the pain I felt 2 years ago. I'm not examining my arm anymore because it's healed. It's all better now. And as time went on, my body heals itself. And so I'm not picking at it and causing it to scar and to not heal properly. And so when things happen in the past, human experiences, it's not important to dwell on it and to pick at it. Time goes on, moments happen after. So the thing that happened in the past is gone. And so people hold on to resentment and grudges, and when the experience is no longer there. And so we bring it up and hold on to resentment and grudges, and it just causes us to have a harder time throughout life. And so I use that example of cutting my arm, but I wanted to provide an example of an actual situation where an American surfer, Bethany Hamilton, lost her arm to a shark attack while she was surfing. And so that's not a scar, that's more, she lost her whole arm, so it's a new reality. And so she isn't constantly thinking about her loss of her arm, though. She's moved on. She's continued to serve. She's continued to break barriers and do all the things that she wanted to do, have a family. And so she focuses on what she can do now. And nothing about her present can take her back to that day. And so she doesn't focus on that day. Same thing with a traumatic experience that could be painful to your heart and not have an actual physical injury, but something that was inflicting your soul and caused you pain. You have to just, keep moving forward. What can you do now? It's not anything that you can go back to and change. And so you just have to find new ways of living and to rise above. And so it's important to read the Bible and to focus on the power of God. And so some verses that I like to read, Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ. Psalms 23:1, I lack nothing. Psalms 46:10, be still and know I am God. Matthew 19:26, with God all things are possible. And so the Bethany Hamilton is a great example because so many people use their circumstances and what has happened in their past that can't be undone as the reason for their present moment and a trajectory to their future when it's not the case. If Bethany Hamilton kept saying, in 2023, what happened to her in 2003, I could have done this, I could have done that if I never experienced that, but it's about what you can do now and how you can find ways to make it work. And if you want it bad enough, like she wanted to surf again, it revealed itself to her. God showed her the way to do that. And so God made it all possible. And The same when we had the idea to go to church, we just let go and let God. He woke us up, He controlled the traffic conditions, and He brought everyone here in divine order. And so someone had to come here first and unlock the door, turn the lights on. Everything happened and the reason for it to happen. And we really didn't think much about it. So with everything that you want bad enough, have a clear idea on what it is that you want, and you know that God is going to make a path for you if you just let go and just focus on God. Things happen to try to deter you, but just remember who you are, and you can do all things, and you can overcome barriers and do things that others think are impossible. And so I saw a quote: "Same God that gave you the business ideas is going to give you the clients." So the same God who will give you the idea, He will also give you the means for your idea to come to life. It applies for everybody. So God gives us everything we ask for. Ask and it shall be given. Seek and you will find. Knock and it will be open to you. This applies for all the things we want. And so someone can say, okay, so I'm using an example of a vacation because I feel like we can all relate. So we all want to go on vacation, right? And every time you see an ad for a hotel or a cruise, or you see a celebrity out there, you think, I can't do that, or I could never afford that. That must be nice. And God listens to your heart. So even though you might want it, you believe that you don't even deserve it, and you're not worthy of it. And you can start to change your idea on that vacation. And it goes for everything. So I'm just using a vacation as an example. But and so if you have a vacation that you would like to go on, instead of thinking I can't afford it, how about just change your habit? Because if you never went on a vacation before, or a luxury vacation, what do you have to lose? So you can just have more of a positive response to it when you see it. God will reveal a luxury vacation for me. I believe in my heart all things are possible. So you don't have to have those negative thoughts whenever you see something that you might want. And so you just have to, don't believe that you can't do something. He will continue to show you things. So if you believe you can't afford something, or whatever the case, if you believe you can't do something, He will continue to show you things that you can afford, that you can do. If you want to believe you have it, then just believe it, and it will reveal itself to you. Like the example, Bethany Hamilton, she desired to surf again. I'm sure somebody told her, you can't do that because you only had one arm. But she really wanted to. She desired it, and it didn't happen instantly, but it will happen. And so God reveals things through people, places, and things. An opportunity will come to you that allows you to find a way through divine order and divine action. You're not just supposed to sit there and wait for it to fall in your lap. We still have human needs, eat and sleep and all these things, make a living. So go about your life and have a belief in all the things that you want, and it will reveal itself. And watch how people will show up in your life that align to what you want. And don't let people with a mindset of lack determine your life. Don't think I'm not going to take this opportunity, or I'm not going to act on this new idea that could bring me the money for vacation because somebody said I can't afford it, and so there's no matter what I do, I just won't be able to. And so people think it's crazy to think because you tell yourself you deserve something, they think it's crazy talk. If I tell somebody with the lack mindset, I'm going on a luxury vacation, they're just going to tell me, you don't have the money to do it. And people talk about, be realistic. And so they say all types of things for why it won't work out. So realistically, if you would like something to happen in a world where so many things have already happened, people have built skyscrapers, gone into space, they've done all these type of things. So realistically, why would you focus on what you don't want to happen? Why would you focus on not being able to afford something? Because you don't have the money right now. Oh, cool. Okay, so just be patient, let go, and let God. Remember, and lock in on what you want. Be faithful in God, and He will reveal it to you in due time. People get impatient or think they can control when things happen, when it's all God's work.
That's right.
And so I want to use another example. When I was younger with my sister, we used to play this game, punch buggy and punch bags, or every time you see a yellow Jeep, we would just point it out. And so a lot of times we would see yellow Jeeps or we would see punch buggies, and it wasn't because it just happened to be more of that in the world. It's just because when we focus on a certain thing, more of it came into our reality. It's not the reality that determines our thinking, it's our thinking that determines reality. So God is, let go and let God is important, because God is love and abundance of good things like peace and harmony and mercy. So when we let go of how things will be and how they're supposed to happen, and let God, who is abundance of good things, take over, the only thing for certain is good things happening. Amen. And so attitude of gratitude is important through patience. We don't know when anything happens. God just does it. And we have to go about our human needs and experiences and just appreciate everything. And you don't have to condone everything that's unpleasant for you, but appreciate the experiences and the passing of the experience, and appreciate the infinite potential of God's work in your future and what is good and pleasant for you, and appreciate that, and it will reveal in divine order. And so just for the purpose of Youth Day, I just want adults to be positive. Don't be that mindset of lack in a child's life. Offer the encouragement for everything they set their minds to. It might not work out for you, but you don't know if it will work out for them.
Right.
And youth, remember these scriptures, all things are possible. I lack nothing. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And so just be still and know I am God. And so thank you all for listening.